Hey, Shalom Israel. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash. Yahawah is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside him. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GreatMillStone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit. Shalom to the elect, and the Lord have given ears to hear. Now I want to start off by start off this camp. Start the camp today by reading synopsis. Got your mic on, you start off on the synopsis of 2nd Ezra 16. Of course, you know, brothers have precepts. But it's 2nd Ezra 16 is a passage in the Bible that describes impending disasters. You know, I had a brother.
Is 2nd Ezra 16 synopsis of Google, and it says 2nd Ezra 16 is a passage in the Bible that describes impending disasters and the promise of divine deliverance. It includes warnings about the consequences of sin and the need to prepare for battle.
Right. So we're coming into the time where you watch the news. See battle, you see impending danger. What you don't see, what the prophets say to tell you, are the consequences of sin. You see, all these things are coming to pass essentially because the Lord is coming back. Alright, to judge the world with their iniquities, with their sins. Alright, like the scriptures say, judgment shall begin at the house of Israel. So even though the world is going to eventually feel it, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israelites, you're feeling it in the beginning. You know, right now, like the scriptures call it the beginning of sorrow. We ain't seen nothing yet. The world hasn't seen anything yet. See, right now, it's kind of like you gotta wait to see what happens. You know, this person says that person says this, but then they'll turn back to their word, and it'll be like a 30-day delay. You know, in various situations. You know, like the tariff that Trump said he's gonna put on certain countries. You know, they're talking about how they're gonna delay that. Had the situation at the port, you know, that was kind of dumped down for a period. We're coming into a time to where it's gonna, when it's as it's spoken, it's gonna happen. You know.
Under that, it says disasters. Then it says famine and sword. Famine will cause people to lack necessities, and the sword will kill those who survive.
So we're coming into a time to where it's a no way out scenario. Right? And with that, I want to read that 2nd Ezra 16. What you got, Simon?
I remember the Apostle Zahar, when he was pretty much breaking it, going into the book of Revelation. So he said, you know, read about the pale horse. He said the pale horse is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. So 2nd Ezra Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And that's that pale horse. All different types of scenarios, you know, coming to destroy people. The Lord is going to send.
Goes into Jeremiah 15. We'll grab that. Jeremiah 15 and 1. Might continue the things that's coming. Right, talk up too, brothers. Right. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord unto me, when Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards his people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And that's why you have tribes. Have Israelites in the lands of their captivity. Alright? Whereas we were in the east, now we're all the way in the west, America, in various parts of the world. You know? But the Lord cast us out of the sight, cast us out of the land. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go? Well, thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as from death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, such as for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, save the Lord, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. Right? So that's what's coming to this place. Right? Calamity after calamity. And we're in a year to where things are happening so much, it feels like fucking 6-7 months after the past already. We don't even feel it. So, the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of satin and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? And brothers have been doing various, I know that brother out there in Mississippi, GMS Dedication, he did a lesson going into how, you know, people are really taking to the internet. People are really taking to the internet, you know, expressing their fears of the current society. You could literally be standing at a corner, sitting in your car, waiting at a light, and a plane come down and take you out, man. That's the time we're living in. It says, verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Right, so the plagues are sent. BaHaSham, Yahawashi. We know this man, he's doing what he's doing, but essentially the plagues are sent. BaHaSham, Yahawashi. Alright? You know, the Lord works in the lives of men. You know? The Lord works in the lives of these kings. It says, verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Remember those plagues, like the brother had brought out in Revelation 6, that pale horse, all right, which we go into the scriptures, you know, the plagues is also representative of where you have the different angels that will come down in the book of Revelation. You know? He said they have a trumpet in their hand, right? So pretty much that the Lord, bringing a point out that the Lord is sending these plagues, all right? He's sending it down through the angels working in the minds of these elites. The elites are sending it down the pipeline, and therefore you have earthquakes, therefore you have, you know, various, it's hot one day, it's cold the next. You know, you got various, you know, bees out here. I've been watching that show, Walking Dead, and there was a scene to where they was at the CDC, and the last survivor of the CDC, he pretty much was telling them, you know, the main characters, the different characters, he was like, listen, you don't want what we have in here to get out. We talk about, you know, various toxins and various mosquitoes that carry malaria that can destroy half of the population. And we saw had shit like that, you know. But essentially, these are the things that the Lord had in the tuck, so to sit down. And also too, when you look up the word plague goes into sickness, like delirium, the bubonic plague, diseases. But the second definition of plague also is a continued trouble. And the Most High is sending a continued trouble upon this place called Babylon the Great, because it is wicked, man. And that's why the scriptures also say there is no peace for the wicked. Alright, they shall seek peace, but there shall be none. Because this place gotta go out. You gotta go out, man. It's the 2nd Esdras 16 and 6. And that's a really good show, because there was a point where Rick, the main character, was talking to an older guy, and he was asking the older guy, you know, with the earth being like this, you know, we're overrun by zombies. He was saying, how can you have so much hope? And you know, him being an older guy, he lived through various plagues, you know, AIDS, you know, various plagues that hit the earth. And he was saying, which is according to actual scripture, you know, that it's pretty much life resetting itself. So here it is, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, like what's going on in the earth, and he's right now resetting things. You know, like the brother Shaw always says, man, the Lord is doing things, you know, the will is angry. Okay, this is 2nd Esdras 16 and 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Right? So as in previous years, things would happen, die down, happen, die down. Fast forward until today, February 8th, 2025, every single day is another thing that's happening in Europe. You know, this train derailed, this plane crashed, you know, this outbreak happened. They said over here in New Jersey, you have something known as the implied DEMIC, you know, whereas four things happen simultaneously. They're also talking about a lot of the livestock having to be killed off because of the H5N1. You know, so all these things are happening right now, real time. It says, verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof.
That's how you know the Lord, even though he's working, you haven't seen everything now. Because if you've seen everything that the Lord was doing, you would have a street full of cars stopped with people just standing here listening to what you got to say. You know? But you can turn it off, you can turn the news off, turn on TikTok. So you turn the news off, turn on Facebook. You know? Turn the news off, turn on bad girls. You know? But it's going to come a day where that's going to be the talk. That's going to be the only talk. You're not going to have TV. Any that's going to go out. All these things are coming to the soils of earth, to the world. Stop. You know, the athletes couldn't practice or play games. You know, the entertainment had to stop. The rappers couldn't go on tour and make their money. And they all started resorting to doing what? Coming to YouTube. You know, they was taking over YouTube, which YouTube or social media was really for the poor. But then the celebrities came down a notch and started utilizing social media. But what happened? What happened was they all started paying attention to the prophets of the Lord. And now you got athletes that really didn't understand the seriousness of this truth. They was, you know, somebody come into this thing and they believe they got that fire behind them to speak about it. So a lot of these athletes in the NFL, the NBA, they started speaking about it. Saying that, hey, we are the true Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Like my man Carmelo Anthony said, let's talk about it. And he ain't never talked about it. You know? But like the brother said, man, it's gonna come a point in time where all this shit gonna stop and your focus is gonna only be on Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, or who you ignorantly call God, you know, and JC. Everybody in their mind is gonna be thinking about the Most High, and you're gonna be thinking about the sins that you committed. You know? So it says 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 11, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. It's talking about the Lord coming. That's what we're talking about with Elijah to the cave, and prior to the Lord coming, all these things happen. Oh, listen. So, like, surrounded.
Nah, it was a game, the Lord was going to talk to him, or prior to the Lord actually speaking to him. It was like different things that was happening before.
Second Ezra 16 and 13. It says, for strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's going into those ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Because that's what's going to come from one end of the world to the other, from one continent to the other, right? That's what's going to bring Babylon the Great to its destruction, as it is prophesied in the scriptures. Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So when the Most High sends his word, all right, it doesn't come back void. His word is like the hitman. His angels, they appease the wrath of them that made them. So they're perfect in their perfection and what they're designed to do. And the scriptures say how the Lord created spirits and lay on sore strokes. So they know how to, they specialize and they perfect it and how to bring forth destruction upon the wicked, or whatever order the Most High gives them. Says, behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation thereof. Or excuse me, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So this is Esdras having that vision of the end. He got shook. This is a prophet, man. A prophet of the Lord, and the Most High was showing him what was to come in the end, in the time we're living in. So that shows you something, man. What's that? 1 Peter 4? It said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. And when you look the word scarcely up, it means almost not. So at the very moment, at the end, the men of the Lord, the elect, the sisters and women, the elect of the Yahawashi and Yahawashi will be taken up into a ship to meet the Lord in the air. And even when they get delivered, that's even fulfilling prophecy, man. That's even fulfilling prophecy, the destruction and the deliverance. So it's not over when the Lord destroyed Babylon the Great. The scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So really, we haven't begun yet, to live. Yahawashi said in John 10 and 10, he said, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. But he said, but I am come to give life more abundantly. So what we're getting back now is the knowledge that we had before, that was taken away. That goes into Luke, the 4th chapter. The Lord said it was our minds to go astray, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So now it's very important to get the true name of the Father and the Son, understand your true identity according to the Bible, and have faith, and fight to the end. Yahawashi said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved, man. This is 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11. And I'll start at 10. It's like verse 11. And he said, go forth and stand upon a mountain before Yahawah. And before the Lord, Yahawah passed by, and a great and strong wind, a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and break in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a small earth. Lord's return is going to bring a lot of pain and destruction. Just again, just backing up with the brother to read it, 2 Ezra 16. It's going to be, you got, level 4 earthquakes. At the day of the Lord's return, it's going to be level 10. As scriptures say, what the earth is going to
shake to and fro in Isaiah 24. You know, that's talking about the missile shooting back and forth. But who's going to bring those missiles? You know? The scriptures say how the Lord is conversing with wind and fire. So the Lord is going to speak. And they say only God can judge.
Isaiah 66, verse 15. It reads, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire."
That's how the Lord is coming, man. The Lord is coming very hard. Not as hard as any brother would speak out here, who will find that offensive. Know that the Lord is going to bring the actions behind those words. And that's really going to be, offensive. Like the scriptures say, what should you do? The Lord pretty much is going to find you, he's going to find you and tax you with your iniquities, man. He's going to judge. You know?
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right? And the scriptures say, as a drop of water to a bucket, that's how many people are going to be slain. The whole bucket of those who are going to be slain versus a drop of water, that's going to be slain. We out here doing the work, making our bodies live sacrifice, you know, and we hope to make it. How much more those that ain't doing shit? We're talking shit.
A little more. We'll get that the next verse. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
At the Lord's return, he's going to find a lot of people who still doing their bullshit, still committing their iniquities. There's no food out. There's going to be no food in the very near future. People still going to find a way to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, celebrate their birthdays, go to party and bullshit. We're still going to find a way, you know, like the scripture say, as in the days of Noah, marrying, giving in marriage.
I got it right here. Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Right? So you're gonna have people out here in party mode until they get destroyed. You know? They show you that in the movie Bird, man. Even though it's very bad, you still have people, riding up and down the street in Bollywood and enjoying themselves. You know? And you're gonna have some people that take the shit, you know that. Some places gonna be up and running, 15 cities and so forth. You know? The Lord's gonna find them, enjoying themselves at his destruction. You know, at the time when he's supposed to be most humble, they're gonna be most proud.
That's when they're going to be at their utmost pride. You know, once they're the ones that still, you know, and with the good jobs, you know, they haven't been fired, they haven't been laid off, they still was able to keep their homes. And the poor and destitute are living in sewers, you know, as the resistance. You see that in movies like Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, you know, that the resistance is living in sewers, eating rats and shit, because we're no longer fit to be in society. That's what the times that we're going to experience right before the Heavenly Father puts a complete end to this shit. And that's going to be to test the undesirable. The 2/3, a lot of them are going to be sealing their fate, taking the mark, you know, or pointing out at the elect, you know, calling the cops and snitching on them, talking about the dude down the block hasn't took the mark, you know. There's going to be that small window just so they condemn themselves.
Yeah, they show you that in the movie Colony. Brother said, you have some people that's good with society, you know what I'm saying, and others, what they call it, believe they called it the resistance. You know, they was the one that was creating tax and government and stuff like that. So when shit happens, shit is going to continue to happen because not only the prophet, but you have a lot of people that's not going to do this bullshit. They're going to have to worry about. And ultimately, this place is going to get looted. So that goes to show you, in a nutshell, that everybody's not with the bullshit.
It's like when TikTok went out, and now you got the PS5, the network is down, everybody's wilding out about it. Same thing, when the lights go out and there's no money, or nothing like that, everyone's going to be scrambling to get that MOTV, man. Same thing.
Falling back to comfortability.
You want to set it up? Yeah, you got yeah.
Second Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
Right, before the reincarnation, because Ezra knew that he was going to be here in these last days. But he was on good, like he said, pretty much don't worry about those those that be like you. Pretty much the angels told you. Read the book of Second Ezra, all the scholars call it the fourth Ezra. You know, the angel was pretty much expounded to him that he's gonna be good. He's gonna be money. He says, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
Because essentially the time that's approaching has never been seen, nor heard, nor has ever been recorded. So how can you prepare for something that's never happened? You grab that and what's that? Daniel the 12th chapter. You know, that's the vision, you know, Ezra's received.
Look at Ephesians chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, was standing for the children of thy people.
Right, because now Michael the archangel, his office is pretty much for the warfare. You know, you got certain angels that carry out certain jobs and missions.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like the angel Raphael, he's the healer. You know what I'm saying? He's the angel that may heal you if you're sick, so to speak. But when it comes to the warfare of things, that's Michael the archangel, man. You know, and he's great at what he's doing. He provides that protection. You know, so Michael the archangel is going to be the one that provides protection to the elect in that day, right?
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time.
Somebody grab Jacob 30 and 17. Yeah, and there's a certain kind of trouble. The trouble is orchestrated for a particular people. You know, the trouble is orchestrated for a particular people. Read that one more time.
It says, for there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
That's right, and the Lord's going to redeem it. And the Lord just want to show his power. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's going to cause this great chaos that's never been seen, that's never been recorded, and in the midst of that chaos, he's going to show his power in getting his people delivered. Meanwhile, 2/3 of our own people are going to be destroyed. You know, because they chose not to follow the structure in which BaHaSham, Yahawashi provided. You know, and he had his men out there on the highways and byways week in and week out while they were prophesying the downfall and destruction of America. You didn't want to take heed to it. So So now you got to get destroyed right alongside this country, you know, when the Lord destroys it. Right?
Because they wanted it to be joined up to the world. Like this is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
That's right, for that day is great, there is none like it. What is that day in which the scriptures is talking about, boy?
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Who's Jacob? We'll read somebody get Genesis 35 and 10.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Now this is how you break down the scriptures, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That's how you decode the scriptures to gain forth understanding. You know, you got churches still reading the scriptures as if it's just a history book. Right?
Genesis chapter 35, verse 10. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel.
That's right. So Jacob is an interchangeable with Israel. Israel had 12 sons, and which each son pretty much made their own tribe. You know? So we are the descendants of Israel, therefore we are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But the time of trouble that's coming is geared towards the Israelites. You know? Because you wicked is all that. 2/3 of you, that is. You know? So the Lord got to perform a great judgment, you know, that's going to be renowned, you know, to get his name glorified and to bring some cleansing in the earth. You know? That's it on that?
Yeah,
I got some? Not get Ezekiel 21. Start at about verse 7.
Ezekiel 21:7. And it shall be when they say unto thee, wherefore sightest thou, that thou shalt answer for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees shall be weak, as water beholdeth. It cometh, and shall be brought to pass, saith the Lord power.
That's all a part of Jacob's trouble. Go ahead.
Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened.
That's right, a sword is sharpened, man. And a part of that sword is what? Martial law. Martial law, they got martial law in the books, you know, for the, that's going to go and lead with the NBA Act, the National Defense Organization. Right. Yeah. Martial law is going to go and lead with the NDAA where they can detain you without a court hearing, so to speak. They can lock you up without hearing your side of the case. If they deem you to be the T word, you're getting locked up, you're going into the paddy wagon, they shipping you off. You know, you got 3 classifications of men or people. You got a red list, a blue list, and a yellow list. You know? And we the Hebrew Israelites are upon that list. All right, so the brothers are about to actually switch cameras. You know, wait, who you think? Go ahead. What are we doing?